Hey y'all, Ryan Thacker, Natural Self Yoga. Here I am outside my driveway to talk to you about something that I enjoy, which are these Manduka mats. Manduka Pro Black is my favorite mat. It's got a lifetime guarantee, and if you go to a yoga studio and roll out a Manduka mat, they know that you are a pretty experienced yogi. It's good to have your own mat for several reasons. One, it encourages a home practice where you can do it anytime. You don't have to get a mat at a studio, and also it's more hygienic. You don't have to worry about whether or not someone cleaned the mat, and you know it's all your sweat and you clean it as well. Mandukas are my favorite. They were the first ones to make these mats, and they're great. This is a Manduka Pro Black mat, and this one is in my opinion the very best mat. There are a lot of other mats out there now. Jade makes a mat, Lululemon makes 100 mats or so, and all of them are very good, but this one was the original. It's really great because of the thickness of the padding. It helps your joints when you're jumping forward and backward and going through. And this one is the Manduka Pro Light. One of the problems people have with this is they say it's too heavy. This one's 7 pounds, this one's 4.5 pounds. The material is basically exactly the same. Another problem that people have is they say it slips. It takes a breaking in process. Just like a baseball glove, once you get it, it's really stiff. And then you work it in, and over time it will automatically be fixed, and it will be really good, and you won't slip, and you'll feel good. When you sweat, anything's gonna happen. But when you first get a Manduka Pro Black mat, it's gonna take a little bit of breaking in process. If you wanna hurry that up, okay, Manduka has placed instructions on the back, and I'm really super excited about this, on the back about how to break in your mat and get this film off of your mat that makes you slip and slide until you break it in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you how that happens. It does have a lifetime guarantee, and why is this my new mat? Because my old mat was a gift from my brother, and it actually, I lost it in New York City. So it's a lifetime guarantee, and I had it for about 1.5 years until I left it in a car of someone that was nice enough to give me a ride. And so now I'm finally getting another Manduka Black mat. This one's different from this one because it's wider. My shoulders are broad, and it's got 2 more inches. But if you're worried about slipping, I recommend this. I sweat profusely, more than anybody. This is a mat towel. If you will notice, it is the exact same size as the mat itself. Right? I've had this for a long time, so it's shrunk, the material has shrunk a little bit. But if you put this out on your mat, you're not going to slip once it gets wet. Now, when I go into a class, before I start sweating, I fold the mat, I fold the towel like this, and because there's nothing like the grip on a mat once it's broken in. But I'm telling you, a lot of people have issues with this mat, and we're going to go over exactly how to scrub the mat and break in the process. The only thing you need, you have sunlight here and coarse salt, really coarse salt. Pour it all over the mat. All right, this is going to get all the film off. Sea salt, it's not going to hurt anything. All right, and you want to be really rough with it. Okay, you don't want to be gentle with it. You're not going to hurt anything. You've got a lifetime guarantee. So you just scrub this in, and scrub, and scrub, and over time, the regular use will break this in. But this finishing film that they have on it, a lot of people say, well, I pay so much for a mat, they should get rid of this finishing film. Well, this is a part of the process, okay? Being aware of what is needed for your yoga practice is just as important as any of the poses. So you've got this sea salt, and it's very coarse, okay? And you're really using a lot of elbow grease to really wipe off all of this film. And it's gonna take some time. Again, you're not just wiping it, you're actually using a lot of muscles, scrubbing this in. Another good thing about this is this sunlight. See this sunlight out here? I'm gonna leave this mat out here in the sun for it to dry. And this sunlight's gonna help to get rid of all this stuff as well. Ultimately, this is not gonna do as much as having it over time, right? I'm gonna outlive my mat as long as I don't lose it. And I love this thing. This is my favorite. I recommend it to all of my students. But again, you have to do this salt scrub because when you first get it, it has this film on it. And the film will make you slip. And I tell my students this all the time. You've got to treat it. And once again, you can always get yourself a mat. So the longer you use it, the better it gets. It gets better with age, like a fine wine, like a yogi. You can't do the poses when you first start. You don't even understand what the teacher's saying. But in time, your body gets refined, just like this mat will be refined with a regular yoga practice. I recommend everybody do yoga. I recommend everybody get their own mat. I recommend the Manduka Pro Black mat because it is the original. The company is a fantastic company. I don't get paid anything. I don't even get a discount on these mats. This is probably my 5th or 6th Manduka mat. I've given away a lot of them as gifts to some of my students. But once again, just keep rubbing it in. Don't be in a hurry. There's nowhere to go. We're just staying right here in the present, right here now. I can't tell you how happy I am that I have this new mat, that I can only imagine the places this mat's gonna take me. So hopefully y'all understood this particular video. And if you get a Manduka mat, make sure that you take it through this process and just take your time on it. Rubbing it all out. Rubbing all of the chemicals off of it, the finishing chemicals. It's not harmful for you, it just makes you slip. And it helps it last. And so I'm gonna continue working on this, rubbing this in, and then I'm gonna be using it, and then I'm gonna leave it out here in the sun for it to dry under the sun, and that's gonna make it even stickier. And then the more I use it, the better it's gonna get. And I'm so excited. In 50 years, I'm gonna pull this mat out and I'm gonna be on top of it and I'm gonna say, wow, what an amazing treat it is to have such a fantastic mat and all the stories that this mat could tell. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was informative for you. I hope you get a mat of your own. I hope it's a good mat. Namaste. Have a great day.